Okay, guys, so today we're going to talk about demonic fashion. And like I always tell you guys, the demons want expression. If you are going to be a slave to sin, the demon in you will always want to express itself. So once you go into Hollywood, you've gone to the pits of hell where Satan rules, and in order for you to receive the physical things that don't matter in the long run, you have to do the will of Satan. So trust me when I tell you that most of these guys, they don't want to dress like this. It's Satanism. Even the women, like we see here, there's always sexual immorality involved. They want you to lust over them because the only thing that she's hiding are the nipples. Basically, you can basically see her breast. It's out in the open. She's showing her whole body because she wants you to lust over her. The aim is to make men to lust, to masturbate, to sexualize women. Why? Because when you work for Satan, he wants you to make other people to fall. So since you have signed a contract to say, Lucifer, I'm giving over my soul to you, may you please give me the wealth of the earth, then Lucifer will say, I will give you the wealth of the earth, but please give me blood. There's blood banks in demonic kingdoms whereby people have to collect blood for Satan, and they do it through this way, sexual immorality. And then nowadays, Brian, the men are no longer men. This is the agenda that Satan is pushing, their Baphomet agenda, whereby men become women. This man is clearly dressed in a dress. I could care less if it's done by Versace, Dior, whatever. It doesn't matter the fashion designer behind. This is totally wrong. This is gay. I remember when I studied fashion, they once showed us a picture of a dude wearing a dress, and everyone was like, wow, it's beautiful. And I was like, no, this is not normal. Why is a guy wearing a dress? And trust me, everyone in class, they went against me to say, you don't know fashion, da 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 da. So people blackmail you when you see things like this and you're like, this is off, and they're like, yeah, you don't know fashion, this dress is done by Versace. I could care less. This is a guy. He's not supposed to wear a dress. The same way that women are not supposed to wear trousers and jeans, basically they're not supposed to wear like that. And then another picture, you see this one, it represents the mama water. When you read Revelation, it speaks about the queen in the water. She has a golden cup in her hand, and she has necklaces, and this is how she is. She doesn't look like this completely, but when you see a woman with lots and lots of chains and rings and stuff, she's representing the water kingdom. She's a mermaid, she's a Jezebel, and all of these chains, they represent it's like a power. It's like a charm, one way or another. These are all charms, and basically see her as a soldier who has a gun and a knife, and so spiritually those are all weapons that are designed to work against you. And then once again, we see a lot of fags. Yes, we can call them faggots. This is disgusting. This is very, very disgusting, because one thing you have to note about gay people is the fact that most gay people, if they ever have kids, they usually have kids before they come out of the closet. And the problem with most homosexuals these days is that they come out of the closet at a very young age. Before they turn 10, already they are gay. So this man has already stopped his lineage. He's not definitely never going to have his own kids, even though he has the capability of making his own kids. He won't have his own kids because now they're disgusted by what they should love. They hate vagina. They hate women. They hate sexual intercourse with women. They find it disgusting, the same way that normal men find having sex with men disgusting. So they will never have kids, and that's the problem. It's an abomination, because if all of us were to be gay, then the world will end, and that's what Satan wants. He wants the world to end. So this is very, very disgusting, guys. Do not fall for this. And then once again, we have an MK Ultra indication or representation, meaning that Willow Smith went through a lot as a kid. That's why I always tell you guys, you just envy these celebrity kids because they have money and expensive cars. If you envy their life, then you can't just take the fame and the money. You have to also take the MK Ultra that they went through, the torture that they went through, the things that they had to do in the rituals, the things that were done to them as kids in the rituals. They went through a lot, man. These people are messed up. They are really broken, and if only they would give their lives over to Jesus Christ fully, they would really, really be saved. But for now, as long as they stay in that, lifestyle, they will never come out. The programming will always work against them, because trust me when I tell you that they were raped a lot as kids by different elite men who had lots and lots of demons. They were chained up in underground bunkers. They went through a lot. So now they stand for Jezebel, and we see that through the way that they dress. And trust me when I tell you that God doesn't want you to show. The only part that you can show are like your feet and your arms and your hands. The rest of your body should be covered up. So when you see people post things like this, it's sexual immorality. Nowadays we have a lot of lesbians. They might find this very attractive. A lot of men can also find this very sexual, and they might start masturbating. It's all designed to make you lust. They want you to lust. These children of snakes, they want you to lust, because if you're going to lust after something satanic, it's going to be very hard for you to please God. That's why you'll notice that the people who are very addicted to the celebrities and the tabloids and stuff, they are never true Christian. They are hardly ever true Christians. Why? Because the more you pursue people like this, is the more you despise God, because God is very strict. Because he loves you. And then when we check their kids, we also see that at a very young age, they are already dressing like whores. This is how whores dress. She's dressed like a whore. And by the way, the lady in red standing next to her, she's a mermaid. She's a violent mermaid. But you see that they're giving over their kids to be protected by mermaids, and their kids are dressing up like whores. What type of fashion is this? What are you promoting? This kid is like 12, if not 13 or 14. She's very young to be dressing up like a whore like this. But guess what? If your mother is a mermaid hybrid, then trust me when I tell you that you are going to put on dark blue hair that comes from the water kingdom, because your mother will want you to promote the same kingdom that she comes from. Because think about it like this. If I become a Christian and all of a sudden I want my whole family to be saved by Jesus Christ, the same thing applies to the demonic kingdom. Once they become demonic, they also want everyone to be demonic in their family. And once again, we see that Kanye West, I strongly believe that Kanye West has been cloned. I don't think that this is the real Kanye West. If it's still the real Kanye West, then he went back to his old ways, and now he's straight up satanic. This is not fashion, guys. It doesn't matter which fabric they use. It doesn't matter how they say it's elegant and stuff. They are children of Satan altogether. So they will push certain agendas and make them seem as if they are relevant and they are good. Why? Because if they don't perform their assignments in the demonic kingdom, they get punished. So they are working out of fear. I doubt that most of the time they do things that they actually love. They do things because Satan says, I want you to push this like crazy lifestyle unto the world, make the man dress like women. And you might find that the designer wouldn't wear like that, but he's doing that because if he doesn't fulfill the satanic assignment that Satan has given him, he's afraid to die, because Satan is not merciful. He's not like Jesus Christ. So this is crazy, guys. Do not wear like this. This is stupidity. Understand? Men are not supposed to dress like this. Men are supposed to dress like men. Stop dressing like faggots. Stop dressing like that. And once again, we see when it comes to this, forgot his name, but he went insane. He lost his mind. Why? Because when you open yourself up to demonic spirits, you curse yourself even more. And mind you, this is the same as women who showcase their body and their breast. It's the same thing. Simply because you have a good body as a man doesn't mean that you have to showcase it in public so that every single woman can see your body and lust over you. Trust me when I tell you that a lot of females nowadays, they masturbate a lot. Women masturbate a lot. They buy toys, they buy, so as much as they might say, I don't need a man, when they see you in public looking like this with a good body, they take a picture mentally and they go home and they masturbate. Remember, a lot of women are single in these days. They are single because men are no longer making a move and stuff like that. So what do you think they do in order to satisfy themselves? They masturbate a lot. So this is also just like a woman, walking around nude. It's the same thing, because a lot of women are going to fall. They will see this and they will lust over him. It doesn't matter if he's gay or not. The fact that he has a good body, they will lust over him. And this is a trend, more especially in Hollywood. It's a trend whereby men basically have cleavages right now. They work hard in the gym, and they have, that I don't know what you call it, but they have the muscle, and then they showcase that muscle. And if you actually look at the top, the open area, you can see that is a cobra. That's the cobra. That's Satan. He wants you to focus on his, sexual part. They are over sexualized. You also see the one eye symbol there. You also see that he's dressed like a gay guy. It is confusion, guys. So if you're going to move with the trend is going to lead you to the pits of hell. If you're going to move with the air is going to lead you to Satan. You need to stand firm in God. Reject these things. Doesn't matter who designed this. It doesn't matter how big they are. It doesn't matter the awards that they have in fashion, and whether they've been to Paris and Milan. I could care less. This is bad. This is not good. Men are not supposed to dress like this. Men are not supposed to dress like this. You understand? And mind you, these men, when you look at their lives before they became famous, they were never dressing like this. Before they became famous, they used to dress like men. But as soon as they become famous, they now dress like women. Why? It's because when you give your life over to Satan, then Satan doesn't have any boundaries. He wants you to push an agenda. He could care less if you feel as if this dress code looks very gay. You could care less. He said you signed a deal. You want to be famous, right? You want to travel the world performing and have people, glorify you. This is what you have to do. So mind you, this is not the only thing that they have to do. They have to be cracked in the behind by many men. So if you see them dressing like this, just know that they've been compromised sexually by other men. So it's crazy what the things that they wear. Like this guy from the show Atlanta. Is it Atlanta? Yeah. It's like he went into a Nigerian house, went over to the curtain and just wrapped the curtain around himself, and then said, "Let me go to Hollywood." This is crazy, guys. This is not fashion. This is confusion. This is craziness. For people to really deem themselves fashionable when they dress like this is crazy. You understand? This is what Satan wants. He wants people to glorify nonsense, to glorify things that really don't make sense. Because I always tell people, if it doesn't make sense when you look at it, then it doesn't make sense if you are going to support it. Okay? Like, look at these boots, man. It's like, why would he dress like that? He's dressed like a what is this, guys? I don't even know what to say. Look at the breast of the lady. Everything is just over sexualized. Even when there's a fabric, they still want to make the fabric looks over sexualized. Kanye wears with that tight jeans and those boots. It looks like a girl wearing tight, like a female, and they call themselves the elite. And that's what Satan wants. The good men of God, the powerful apostles who are doing the will of God, they are seen as dumb. And the children of Satan who do the most wicked things, more especially in secret, when they sacrifice babies and they drink blood and they perform rituals and they sacrifice people, these are the ones that we're supposed to call the geniuses. The ones who dress like this. Like, for real, look at those shoes, guys. Come on. Look at those shoes. How do you walk in shoes like that? Sometimes I feel like Satan is just making fun of them. It's just a mockery, And I strongly believe that these two are clones. They are clones. I strongly believe that Kanye West was sacrificed. He was killed a long time ago when he gave his life over to Jesus Christ. And they cloned him because he didn't want to come out of Hollywood. So this Kanye West and this lady who's always naked all the time, I strongly believe that they are clones because they have a lot of handlers around them all the time. They have handlers, So I strongly believe that there's a company that is making money out of these people, because Satan, he knows that if you have influence, it is not going to help him if you die soon, early. So if you are not behaving, then he will sacrifice you and put clones in your place, and the clones are going to continue misleading people. Like in the case of Kirk Franklin, Kirk Franklin was killed a long time ago. Like in the case of Eminem, same thing. So these people, they dress like whores. Just imagine a woman dressed like this, and she strongly believes that she's very hot, she's sexy. That's a dark tape, but she's naked in public. And trust me when I tell you that in the demonic kingdoms, like the water kingdom and the astral kingdom, it's okay to dress like this. When the astral project out of their bodies and they go to these demonic kingdoms, yes, when they can dress like this and not feel ashamed, because it's a demonic kingdom down there or up there. They can do this. But here on earth, we still have the grace of God. We still have the conscience of God in us. We have a conscience that is aligned with God. So even when they dress like this, they don't feel good inside. They don't feel good. You can tell that she's not comfortable, because everyone is looking at her like, what the hell is going on? She's naked. Just imagine if kids were to come up and see her, like, this is disgusting. So what I'm trying to say is, the fashion points to Satan. The fashion points to Satan. They're glorifying Satan. So beware. Don't just follow things simply because it's done by Hermes, which Hermes stands for a demonic god. It's done by Gucci, which stands for a demonic god, or Versace, which stands for Medusa. All of these, most of these brands, they stand for Satan. So don't just wear. Before you go to buy something, pray to God. God, am I supposed to buy this? Or God, where can I go buy the right clothes? Or matter of fact, fast one day. If you know that tomorrow you're going on a shopping spree, fast and then go on a shopping spree, and every single time you're about to buy something, ask the Lord, Lord, should I take this? And then the Lord will speak to you internally. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes. And he will guide you to the right shops, because not every single clothing brand is demonic, or not every single cloth is demonic. Or maybe even if it is, God will lead you to pray for them and pray for the clothes so that they are cleansed. He'll work a way out, because you will end up dressing like this, guys. What is this? What is this nonsense, guys? And trust me when I tell you that the more we ever over sexualize things, this is where we are going. There's a group called NAMBLA. It's an organization in America that works close with the LGBTQ. And basically, they are fighting for the right for men to fall in love with kids and not be arrested. So once that is approved, this is what we'll see in public. Men will be walking around dressed like this, over-sexualized. And trust me, if you give them the day of night, they are going to tear your behind apart. So do not be deceived by these children of Satan. You understand? It is not fashion. It is satanic. And once you move close to them, and you envy them, there's a certain spell that will fall upon you. All of a sudden you'll be gothic. All of a sudden you'll be led to entertain demonic things. Why? Because they come with spirits. There's spirits behind. There's curses that have been placed on these clothes, on these looks. So when you see them and you like them and you envy them, trust me when I tell you that something in you builds up and you start wanting to be like them. And the first thing that you're going to envy the most about them is their religion, is their beliefs. It's not about the fashion. The fashion lures you in, but the spirit behind the fashion is the one that will mislead you to hell. So do not be deceived, guys. This is who they really are. They are demons. They just pretend as if they are humans, and they pretend as if it's all artwork and it's all about creativity. No, it's an agenda. Let's go into the earth and confuse them and bring our demonic ideas and make them to look cool. Let's get influencers to promote nonsense so that everyone can displease God, so that they can be rejected when they die. Do not fall for these tricks, guys. These are the children of Satan. Their duty is to mislead you. Don't fall for them. Only stick with the word. Be a Bible-believing, Bible following true Christian. Anything that goes against the Bible, reject it. It doesn't matter who is saying it, where they're from, how long they've been a Christian, or who they are in society. Reject anything that goes against the Bible. Jesus Christ is Lord. Stay in Him forever.